Hi everyone, Tranquil Tingles here, and I hope that you're doing well. I've recently purchased a few of these letters to decorate. This one happens to be the letter A, and I've purchased some teal glitter that I thought you might enjoy the sounds and the visual, and hopefully it will be relaxing as well as create a tingly experience for you. So what I'd like to do is adjust my camera angle, and let's get started. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have our letter A, and we've changed the camera angle so that we can focus more on the project. I've had this letter for at least a month and a half, and I'm hoping that it turns out quite well. I'm anticipating it will, and I'm also very optimistic that it will create some very nice, relaxing sounds. So the back of the box says personalized to fit your style. So you can paint it, you can put decorative tape on it, you can put glitter on it, and you can also use decorative paper as well. Honestly, I have to say I was a little torn when trying to decide exactly what I wanted to do, but I thought with the lights that the glitter would really be a phenomenal choice. So let's get our letter out. So here's the A. We also have the bulbs that cover the lights that are included. And of course, there are instructions as always. So the instructions more or less indicate how to string the lights, which for an A I think is probably pretty simple. Alright, so we have the cap that will go over top of the light. So that'll be what we look at through the hole. We don't necessarily even have to use these if we don't want to, but we may decide that we like that. And you can purchase these in color. I believe they offer them not only in the clear, but also teal and pink, and I even think in a green. And of course I've already looked through the kit, kind of make sure we had what we needed. here are the covers for the lights. Set those to the side, and I've already placed in the AA batteries for the lights, and the lights are actually quite bright. I don't know that I was anticipating them to be that bright, but I'm very pleased. So if we turn them on, here are all of our lights, and you can see they're quite bright up close. And I think are quite pretty, even just as they are. So these are our letter lights. You can see it's for the A. Alright, so I'll turn off our lights for the time being. We have our glue that's made specifically for the letters. And the glitter, I think, is just beautiful. Took me a little bit to try to make a decision on the color, but I think this is going to be just lovely. Now, of course, they have items for sale that are intended for the letter decoration. However, you don't feel like you absolutely have to use that. You can use your own glitter or your own tape, or heck, even your own glue. Beautiful. So the letter is remarkably solid, constructed of paper, cardboard. Here's our stencil. Which is pretty well fixed here. And you always have the option of decorating the front. You could leave the back so that you could maybe do a different design on the back itself. That's always a possibility as well. And the kit is so inexpensive. I'll even see if I can locate the product and leave you a link. If you decide to do one yourself. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 holes. So that means we have 15 lights. So what I thought we could do is apply the glitter to the inside of the A first, and then to the outside, and then after the glue is all nice and dry, I wanted to come back and place the lights in. So, I'll lay the A down. I have a foam brush. As you can see, it's been used, that I wanted to use to apply the glue. And then we'll sprinkle our glitter. So, here's our foam. Let's open up our glue. I hope that my mics rather, are picking up these sounds. There's our lid. And there's the top. So here our glue, you can see, quite thick, as to be expected. So let's get started. So seem to be losing just a little bit of the foam in into the glue, but I don't think that's going to create a problem, honestly. It's such a small amount that I'm seeing here. And I'm doing a pretty hefty coat of the glue because I want our glitter to really adhere. It is my intention to leave the center of the A white, and I may change my mind after I look at it overall. But the good thing is, it's my project, and if it doesn't turn out quite as we had hoped, at least we tried, huh? So I intentionally covered the working surface in some paper, so if we drop some glue, it wouldn't be a big deal. You know what I'm also going to do is see if we can take some cotton swabs and clean up some of the glue that seems to be occluding the holes. I want to do a good job so that hopefully I don't have to do any more glue application, which could possibly cause me to get sequins on my brush. Alright, I think we almost have coverage here. As far as I can tell, it looks pretty well coated. When I got the kit, I actually didn't buy a new foam brush because I knew I had one already. It might have been a good idea to get maybe even a bit of a smaller brush. So that I could really navigate the inner aspect of the letters a little easier. Alright, so let's see. Clean up the obvious glue clumps. Alright, almost done. Alright, I think we've got it. Now, let's open our glitter, and we'll shake the glitter out so that we can try to make sure we get full coverage for the sides. to even consider, let's see, I believe we can much easier. I know we're seeing some of the glitter fall through the holes, but that's okay. So now my goal is to try to tilt it so that I can try to cover the edge. And I'm definitely going to have glitter on my hands, but that's okay. All right. And got a decent coverage. We still have some areas that the glue is dried, but that we can fix. Alright, I'm just going to go in and reapply glue where we've got some dry areas. And we will have some glue and glitter mixed up right at the moment, but that's okay. You never quite know how a project's going to turn out until you get started. Alright, so let's see. Alright. What I'm going to do, allow this a little time to dry and see what areas may be devoid of the glitter, and we'll come back and do the outer edge. Okay, so I have allowed a little time for the glue to dry, And the sole purpose behind this was to see where we still needed some glitter and may have some white spots still showing through. And we don't have too many actually, but what I thought we could do is take some of the glue with a swab applicator and see if we can fill in the empty spots. So I'm not really concerned about the glue being placed on top of the sequins. I'm expecting them to dry clear. I'm going to be quite liberal with the application. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply glitter to the outside. I went ahead and used the lid for easy access to the glue, so I'm less likely to smear it or smear any of the teal glitter into the glue where I may be using another color, as the next glitter that I have actually has pink glitter. Alright, so let's see. I think this looks really nice so far. I'm going to dump out the extra. My goal is to have full coverage. There's a little spot right here. Alright. I think otherwise, pretty darn good coverage. A couple of spots that I still see the white. to painting glue on the outside of the A. I think this coverage will be a little easier than the inside. Right. That's pretty good coverage here. All right. So let's do the top. Got a couple white areas here on the edge. That I want to make sure we get as well. So far, I'm quite pleased with the look that we have here. The way I have my recording set up, I don't have the ability to live monitor, what the sounds are like as it's recording. So I'm hoping that it is extremely pleasant. I can't tell you how many videos that I've actually created and didn't publish because I didn't feel that it was good enough quality to present. In that instance, I'd be more likely to scrap the entire video. in the edges here really well. And then what we'll do is let it dry, and we'll come back and apply the lights and take a look what it looks like in the dark. Got my fingers crossed that it's going to be really beautiful. We shall see. Let's add some more glitter. I always forget how much glitter it takes to make a project complete. And right now I'm just trying to get the edge of the A, as I have brushed some glue on the edge. I'm hoping that this will pick up our glitter. My goal is to knock off the excess at this point and see where we still have some white areas. Go back after them and try to make it really pop. We still have a little white on the top here. I'm going to go back in a little more. So far so good. I'm quite pleased in the appearance. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to take a quick look here. Alright, so I see a couple spots I want to touch up. Otherwise, it is actually turning out to be a think even better than I had anticipated. Which is nice. I've done a couple of these projects and they've kind of flopped miserably. So I was hoping this wouldn't be the same. Alright, so let's see. So far, we're looking at really good coverage. I'd like to let the piece dry for just a little bit longer. And then I'd like to take a look at what it looks like in the dark. So let's take a little time. We'll allow this to dry. And then we'll put in the beautiful lights. So we have our finished A. We have a little glitter that's still coming off of it. However, I will say I intend to coat it up with maybe some Mod Podge or clear coat, something to kind of keep the glitter from falling off. I don't intend to move it around, to be honest with you, very often, so I did want to show you the lights. What it looks like with the lights in it. As you can see, really even with the bright light that I have for the camera, this really illuminates the A. So let's take a look and see. All right. There were certain parts of this project that were a little challenging, more so than I had anticipated. One being trying to get these into the A was a bit tougher than I really thought. As if you're not careful, you close up the hole a fair amount with the glue. But I hope that it has been an enjoyable project. I hope that you have enjoyed the visual as well as the audio. Now I'm going to dim the light so that you can take a look at it. Here's our A after all is said and done, and I think the finished project actually turned out quite well. I had more takes than I had anticipated due to a couple of obstacles. One being getting these clear globes into those openings was a bit more of a challenge than I had thought. However, I think the finished project makes it well worth it. So until next time, be well.